Hello, my name's Ben Reed. I'm from an arts organisation called Spearfish based in Manchester. We've been involved in the Blaze project for the second year in the running now. So basically Spearfish are an arts organisation that produce and sort of create and deliver creative events throughout the UK and more so in Europe. Various different art forms, visual arts, dance, music, fashion and then street sports. Essentially see ourselves as producers really. We sort of bring together artists and create platforms that they can sort of showcase their work and share their work with new and established audiences. So yeah, we're really excited to be involved in the Blaze project. I think it's a really well thought out project. I think the young people are getting an awful lot out of it, being involved in the decision making process to pick and choose the artists and the clear output of the projects. So I think it's a really good project and I think they're getting an awful lot out of it. Spearfish started nearly 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years in May next year. My background is I did a degree in languages and business at university, so I spoke French and Italian and did business studies. Once I left university, I started trying a few various jobs as a means of using my languages, working for Reuters, a news agency and various other things. And at the same time I started being involved in promoting and running club nights in Manchester. And one of them started doing quite well, so I made a conscious decision to sort of give up the day job, so to speak, and then I sort of fell into delivering events from the age of about 21 years old. And some of the club nights incorporated live art, so we started introducing sort of installation artists and sort of painters to paint live in nightclubs. And then I started deciding that when I got a little bit older that I think, you know, the sort of 4 o'clock finishes all the time were getting a bit tiring, so I decided to do stuff which is a bit more daytime orientated. And at the time I just got made redundant from an organisation called the Manto Group that ran venues throughout Manchester and London, and I was at a bit of a crossroads, so I thought, well, why don't we set our own company up? So myself and another guy at the time set Spearfish up, and essentially it was doing one-off events. The name Spearfish comes from a torpedo, so the idea is that the imagery sort of torpedo comes in silently, then makes an explosion and makes an impact. So that's where the name came from, because instead of us, like a lot of PR agencies have contracts with brands and do work over a period of time, but we saw ourselves being able to facilitate sort of more sort of short-term one-off events. And out of that it's sort of grown and grown really. So say sort of Cass joined us in the second year, and we've done, you know, hundreds of different projects and workshops and events in, you know, the UK, Ireland, Finland, Slovakia. Yeah, it's getting interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite evident that I mean, I'm not an artist. I'm quite a creative person. I like having ideas and sort of coming up with ideas and making things happen. But I'm not an artist per se, and so I think it's really important when we work with young people that we get them to understand that there are sort of access routes into the creative industries, which means you don't have to be, you know, a particularly talented artist or DJ or singer or dancer or whatever. There are many roles in the creative industries that that people can earn a living from, and that can be anything from an accountant, you know, through to a producer, through to someone that's good with words that can write press releases and do PR, or someone that's good with funding applications. You know, I mean, my role at Spearfish is essentially, my role is to go out and sort of create revenue to bring projects in, and then obviously I then sort of bring teams of artists together to deliver projects, and we sort of project manage those. So I suppose I've got more organisational skills and sort of fundraising skills that I can bring to the table, whereas Cass is more hands-on, and he basically does all the health and safety plans and all these kind of things to make sure events run smoothly, on budget and on schedule. So I think it's very clear that young people need to understand that they can make a living from the creative industries without having to be a particularly talented artist. And I think that they also understand that if you are a talented artist, it's, you know, you've got a very thick skin, because you need to have a lot of nose and you need to be very focused and motivated and driven to achieve, because there are a lot of people that are very talented that, you know, you need a little bit of luck, but I think you can make your own luck really by having a good positive attitude.